WWE have been accused of carrying out a sham investigation into the Vince McMahon allegations, with an updated WWE lawsuit claiming Stephanie McMahon convinced board members to stay with the company in 2022, with WWE employees also unhappy and frustrated due to reduced benefits and limited pay rises. We'll let you know all the details on that. Plus, a backstage update on the impact of The Rock's surprising return to SmackDown last week. Could the Good Brothers, recently released from WWE, be on their way to All Elite Wrestling? Plus, we have an update on Luke Gallows' post-WWE plans. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with WWE facing some strong allegations about the special committee investigation into Vince McMahon. Certainly more developments, and the fallout continues regarding Vince McMahon's departure from the company back initially in 2022. Now, WWE have been accused of carrying out a, quote, sham investigation and facilitating a, quote, cover-up with their investigation into sexual misconduct and hush money allegations against former CEO Vince McMahon. The accusation was made in a shareholders' lawsuit filed in November 2023, although aspects of the case have only just been made public. The Ohio Laborers Pension Fund, as well as a pension fund in Michigan, and Professor Dennis Pauken of Florida Atlantic University filed a lawsuit against WWE in Delaware Chancery Court, accusing the WWE board of breaching their fiduciary duties by bringing Vince McMahon back in early 2023 and agreeing to the WWE-UFC merger, something they claim put McMahon's interests above those of the shareholders. It was claimed in the lawsuit that other offers to purchase WWE were not fairly considered because these offers would have pushed Vince McMahon out of WWE, while the WWE-UFC merger under Endeavor allowed Vince to remain with WWE. This meant shareholders were given a less valuable deal, while the all-stock agreement with Endeavor secured Vince McMahon's future and stuffed the pockets of his loyalists, end quote. Now, Vince McMahon was appointed TKO executive chairman as part of the WWE-UFC merger, but he resigned from that position in January 2024. Of course, this was after he was accused of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and physical and emotional abuse by former WWE employee Janelle Grant. McMahon remains a TKO shareholder, owning 4.7% of the company. However, that is significantly less as he sold more and more of his shares off over the course of the last year. Within aspects of the case that have just become public, it has been revealed by Post Wrestling's Brandon Thurston that the shareholders' lawsuit claims the special committee investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct and hush money against Vince McMahon was a, quote, sham, and WWE, quote, facilitated a cover-up, end quote. The special committee investigation began in the summer of 2022 after it emerged Vince McMahon had paid $14.6 million to women since 2006 to, quote, suppress allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity, end quote. It was also discovered that a further $5 million in unrecorded payments were made to the Donald Trump Foundation in 2007 and in 2009 concerning Trump's appearances on WWE TV. It was stated in a 10Q filing on August 15, 2022, from WWE that the special committee investigation was, quote, substantially complete, end quote. Minutes from a board meeting on August 14, 2022 included within the lawsuit suggest this was not the case, however. The lawsuit states, quote, special committee minutes show that just the day prior, August 14, 2022, the special committee reviewed and considered next steps in the investigation. The minutes say nothing about an investigation about to wrap up. Even after the quarterly report was filed, the special committee continued to meet. On August 23, 2022, the special committee's counsel brought up new developments and discussed potential next steps. WWE announced in November 2022, within another 10Q filing, that the investigation into Vince McMahon was complete. Janelle Grant has previously accused WWE in her lawsuit, which also includes Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis as defendants, of looking to sweep the allegations against Vince McMahon under the rug. It was claimed within Grant's lawsuit that she received an email on June 13, 2022 from an attorney at Simpson, Thatcher and Bartlett LLP asking to speak to her about her time with WWE and the non-disclosure agreement she signed with WWE. Grant was also told that the special committee was, among other things, investigating, quote, Mr. McMahon's relationship with Miss Grant and the circumstances surrounding the settlement between Miss Grant, the WWE, and Mr. McMahon, end quote. Grant allegedly stated she was willing to participate in the investigation, but the special committee never interviewed her. Former WWE board member Jeff Speed claimed via Simpson, Thatcher and Bartlett LLP in January 2024 that the investigation did reach out to Janelle Grant. Now, in this updated lawsuit, of course, we've got more details of just what was happening in 2022 regarding the shift of Vince McMahon's departure from the company initially. Now, so far in 2025, WWE has found itself embroiled in some legal drama. The most notable cases have been Janelle Grant's lawsuit against former WWE chairman Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis of sex trafficking and abuse, and the Ring Boys lawsuit accusing McMahon and his wife Linda McMahon of covering up Mel Phillips' alleged sexual abuse of WWE Ring Boys. But it doesn't end there, as WWE is also the defendant in this aforementioned shareholder class action lawsuit in Delaware, one first filed in 2023 that claims McMahon influenced WWE being sold to Endeavor for his own gain. Now, reviewing this updated version of the lawsuit, WrestleNomics has learned key details, as I mentioned, including the identity of the plaintiffs, pension funds from Ohio and Michigan, and Florida Atlantic University professor Dennis Pauken, whose group was ruled lead plaintiff in August 2024. Now, filings show the plaintiff demanded and received copies of WWE's Board of Directors meeting minutes thanks to a Delaware General Corporate Law Section 220, While many details still remain redacted, minutes of these meetings made available show former board members Manjit Singh and Ignace Lahoud attempted to resign in June 2022. Their resignation attempts came only a day after the Wall Street Journal first reported on the board was investigating a $3 million hush money payment by McMahon. However, neither Singh nor Lahoud went through with their resignations, which the plaintiffs claim was due to the work of Stephanie McMahon. While she was on leave from WWE at the time, McMahon remained on the WWE board and is alleged to have persuaded Singh and Lahoud to stick around via multiple voicemails and emails sent to other directors. Oddly enough, McMahon officially returned to WWE days later, assuming the positions of interim CEO and chair following her father's resignation. Now, it continues saying, while Lahoud and Singh initially remained, two other board members, Connor Schell and Arika Ayers-Nardini, resigned in July and September. Through a WWE filing, it claims that neither of their departures were unrelated to McMahon's investigation or any disagreement with the company. Singh and Lahoud would depart the WWE board in January of 2023, immediately after McMahon forced himself back into the promotion. The plaintiffs cite Singh and Lahoud disagreeing with McMahon's return as the reason for their resignations. The plaintiffs further claim that the board minute data on January 9th shows McMahon used that meeting for him and the board to approve his appointment as executive chair and the scope of his activities in that capacity and try and appoint members to standing board committees. Though the board had unanimously opposed McMahon's return a month earlier, the filing suggests board members Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, Nick Khan, and Steve Koonin, quote, reversed course, end quote, and approved McMahon's return along with other members. Though McMahon secured the necessary votes, the filing states that at least one board member, Michelle McKenna, abstained, while another, Steve Pammon, wasn't at the meeting. As for Stephanie McMahon, it remains unclear whether she participated in the vote or not. She would resign from WWE just days later, though the plaintiffs claim McMahon showed no disapproval of her father in the announcement, instead citing WWE's, quote, strong position, end quote, as reason for her leaving the company. So, of course, we get any more details on that and the developments of that, we'll let you know in an upcoming video. But in addition to that, it is also being reported some of the employees in WWE aren't happy right now. Now, around 18 months on from the completion of the WWE-UFC merger into TKO, and morale amongst WWE employees has declined due to reduced benefits, heavier workloads, and limited pay rises, Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics has reported. Staff also noted they feel increasingly undervalued by the company. Morale has declined amidst WWE continuing to report record profits as the company is in a boom period they haven't experienced since the Attitude Era of the 1990s. Since the completion of the merger with TKO, WWE employees noted their workload has only increased, and some staff are working between 50 and 60 hours per week, particularly during WrestleMania season. Other staff, meanwhile, have noted that they have been assigned to complete UFC-related tasks, and they are concerned their workload will only increase when TKO completes the acquisition of Professional Bull Riders, On Location, and IMG from Endeavor. Amidst the increased workload, WWE's stock purchase program, which allowed staff to buy shares in the company at a 15% discount, was scrapped when the TKO merger was completed in 2023. A peer recognition program, which allowed staff to reward each other with points that could be redeemed for cash bonuses, experiences, or gift cards, has also been removed, which has led to further frustration, while a long-standing perk in complimentary live event tickets has also been scrapped since the merger. WWE's record profits have not led to significant pay rises for staff, with multiple staff members telling WrestleNomics they have only received a 3% cost of living raise this year, which they state hardly keeps pace with the rising living costs in the Connecticut and New York areas, which WWE's headquarters are based. Some employees had expected a significant raise based on past company practices, but they were told this would not be the case due to budget constraints set by upper management. All of these changes since the merger have left already frustrated employees feeling further discouraged, and one employee noted morale has declined to the point some staff are less willing to go above and beyond in the way they once did. Of course, staff in WWE are not unionized. Now, away from WWE HQ, it was recently revealed that, of course, the minimum salary on the WWE main roster is now $350,000 per year. Now, an update on The Rock's return to WWE programming over the last 7 days. Last Friday, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson made an appearance on SmackDown, sharing news about next year's WWE WrestleMania 42 event, and also delivering a divisive promo aimed at undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. The Rock's SmackDown segment was reportedly planned without much notice, and on the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer offered some additional details on the aftermath of the show. Quote, "They moved 2,500 tickets since Friday for Elimination Chamber," Meltzer said. "That's pretty good, so there'll probably be over 30,000 by the time the show's there, maybe more." It was also noted that The Rock, despite being announced for SmackDown just the day before, made a noticeable difference on the show's rating. Though his appearance may have been good for business, Meltzer indicated there is some internal dissatisfaction regarding how the situation has been handled. Quote, "I don't think that the angle is any kind of positive," Meltzer continued. "There's definitely people not happy with the way they had a game plan, and the game plan completely changed this last week, but it's probably only changing for a couple of people." Though there's still plenty of time to course correct, many fans took issue with Johnson flipping back and forth from hero to villain multiple times throughout Friday's promo. However, Meltzer firmly believes The Rock has the ability to make a sizable impact on WWE's business, whether or not the storylines themselves are strong. Elimination Chamber, of course, is taking place this Saturday, with The Rock and Rhodes coming face-to-face yet again. Additionally, the winner of the men's Elimination Chamber match is currently set to challenge Rhodes at WrestleMania, giving the show significant stakes. Of course, I will be live for a watch-along here on the channel. We'll be live 15 minutes before the show goes on the air at 1 a.m. UK time. Of course, that is just, I think, 7:45 Eastern in the United States. So be sure to join us there, and we'll find out together what happens live. Now, are the Good Brothers on their way back to All Elite Wrestling? Well, a batch of WWE superstars were released by the company earlier this month, with that list including Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The release brought to an end Anderson's second WWE tenure and Gallows' third, despite Anderson being injured at the time they were informed of the news. They were both previously released in April 2020 after signing in 2016, and between that release and their return to WWE in 2022, they did spend a period of time on AEW television back in 2021. Of course, this was around the time of AEW and Impact Wrestling, now TNA Wrestling's working relationship during that time period. In AEW, they formed a group known as the Super Elite alongside the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, playing off the fact they were previous members of the Bullet Club. Now that Anderson and Gallows are about to be free agents, given the AEW run they had previously, there's been natural speculation from fans they could join AEW on a full-time basis. There's now another reason to believe that might be the case, thanks to the Young Bucks' Nicholas Jackson. As you can see on the screen, Jackson posted a photo with his brother Matt, AJ Styles, Anderson and Gallows all posing together many years ago. Well, there could, of course, be nothing to it. The post got fans talking even more about the possibility of a Super Elite reunion in AEW if Anderson and Gallows do sign with the company. Of course, this would be after Gallows and Anderson's WWE non-compete periods expire. Of course, we get any more details on that, we'll let you know in an upcoming video. And finally, continuing to talk about Luke Gallows, we do know some post-WWE plans that he has. Although the expectation is he will continue wrestling, Luke Gallows is also launching a business outside of the industry. Gallows took to social media this week and announced that he and his wife will be opening Hankinson Chiropractic and Wellness in Locust Grove, Georgia. The business will open on Monday, March 3rd, and will offer chiropractic adjustments, soft tissue modalities, and more. Luke Gallows' wife, Dr. Bethany Hankinson, has been a chiropractor for several years. Luke Gallows and his tag team partner Carl Anderson were released by WWE earlier this month, ending Gallows' third run with the company in the process. Gallows had not wrestled since a SmackDown Dark match on December 13th, 2024, and he and Machine Gun Carl Anderson not appeared on television since September due to Anderson suffering a torn labrum and rotator cuff. Other talents released by WWE in February included Elektra Lopez, Isla Dawn, Cedric Alexander, Blair Davenport, Paul Ellering, Akam, Razar, and Giovanni Vinci. Sonya Deville was also informed her contract was not being renewed. The releases were believed to be related to upcoming NXT call-ups to the main roster. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.